Hey, Brian here, and I'm in the process of working on Damage Sandwich Episode 3, titled By the Corners. I originally planned on calling it Love and the Bald Man, but the original chapter this episode is based on is called By the Corners, and it's pertaining to juice boxes. So you'll find out why. And so I just wanted to do a behind the scenes little thing because I know you've seen What's in a Frame, where I time lapse the making of a single frame, right? Well, this is kind of what's in a scene, and I'm going to be showing. It's not going to be a time lapse because that might be a little too boring and extensive, but I will be showing you how I create scenes. So, in order to understand this, you need to understand where the frames are coming from. So, here on computer number one, you can see that I have this is the image editing software I use, and for an example, I put the title screen up, the title page, and this is where all the frames are built. And then each time I finish a scene, I save them in their own folders. And the scene I'm working on now, as you can see, there are hundreds of frames, 128 to be precise. So I'll copy all of the frames and all of the spoken lines onto my handy dandy thumb drive, the magical vehicle that traverses the universe, into computer number two, which I call the glue factory because it's where everything gets stuck together. So in Windows Movie Maker, you can see that I have in the timeline all the frames. This is scene 2, I believe. So you have all the frames and then all the lines below it matching up with all the, blah, 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 all the frames where people talk. And once I'm done with a scene, I'll save it as a low quality movie file so I can preview it and see what works and what doesn't. Usually it all works all the time. But I'll show you the scene I'm working on currently. I just started it, so it's not very extensive, but you can see this little black box up here is the preview, and usually it runs very, very slowly, so I can't really preview it all that well. Thankfully, I get the, see, I'm trying to play it and it doesn't want to do anything. But usually when matching the dialogue with the, with the mouths moving, it works. It actually works. See, there we go. So I get a little tiny preview of what's going to happen. And I put all the lines in, and then once I'm done with a scene, once I'm done with all the scenes in their own separate files, I'll go into each scene, copy all the frames, and put them in the original file, the original episode 3 file, so it all runs together consecutively. I'll save that, transfer it to computer number one, where I will plug it into GarageBand, the audio editing software, where then I can add multiple tracks of sound together. So, background noises, TV, the hustle and bustle of Shop Mart, slaps and thuds and, all that different stuff. And then once I'm done with that, I'll save just the audio, bring it back to the glue factory, and open the complete episode 3 file, where I'll replace all the separate little lines with one track that I created on computer number one. From there, I'll save it as the highest quality video I can. Boom, put it on the Magic Portal bus, and put it onto computer number one, where boom, it goes to YouTube, goes into your eyes and mind, and your nightmares will be plagued by it forever. And yeah, it's a long process. I worked all day on putting 5 of the 10 scenes together. Some of them were actually the shortest scenes in the episode. And so now I'm on to scene 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Hopefully this will come together. I'm still waiting on a few lines from the voice of Nathaniel Enders and the Man with the Scar. I need those. Yeah, so stay tuned for episode 3 by the corners, coming soon to the YouTube near you.